Strange Science channel showing people as a way to gain an advantage. Say hi, drop a comment or a like. Let's see if I can do it. Did one. It's here for open discussion. I'm going to be growing mushrooms and Jerusalem artichokes this year. For good reason. I discuss ways to get ahead without relying on the modern system, which is anti-human. Actually, the modern system is anti-human. The 80s were much better than the 2000s. Everybody knows it. The quality of life was better. We were more human. Everybody didn't need glasses. It was very rare for somebody to have glasses because of these screens. Identity theft was not a thing back then. Never even heard of it. That came along with the invention of the great digitization to make things easier and improve your quality of life. Has it? Has it improved people's quality of life, or did it start stealing people's identity and, trying to make them feel guilty for stuff that they never did? They used to say on the TVs, stay tuned to your local programming. I actually had people yell at me when I wasn't getting with the program. Authority figures used to do that. They would yell at you and hit you if you weren't getting with the program, because we just wanted to go outside and we wanted to socialize with each other and we wanted to share stories with our friends, and I don't know, maybe get a hug would be nice, or make eye contact, or something we used to do is we would share each other's talents. Be like, hey man, what are you good at? What's your skill? It was a lot of fun. The first time I ever heard anybody tell me, they actually told me when I found out about email, they told me they could not live without email in the 90s. And I didn't even know what it was. I was like, you can't live without email? Like, not only did they say they said they couldn't live without it, and that stuck with me. I said, I was dating the person. I said, what's your email? I didn't even know their email at the time. Say hi. Not sure why that's dropping. Did I say something wrong? Like, am I hurting people? I'm trying to add to people's quality of life, actually. These elites, they're getting like millions of views. I'm genuinely helping people's quality of life. And you're leaving. Okay. Yeah. First time I ever heard someone say they couldn't live without email was when I found out what it was. I'd never had to email anyone. And I said, what's your email address? I was dating them. And they emailed me a nice letter, and I was like, that's nice. And I wrote it back, and I'm thinking, could you just write me a letter? I said, why don't we just write a letter? Then you could keep it, and won't be on the screen. And we wrote a love letter, and I drew a picture of their face, and I gave it to them. And it wasn't valued anymore the same way. They were telling us to become software engineers. They were telling us to become web designers. Why? You know, why is becoming a web designer more valuable than drawing a picture? I'll tell you why. Because you can copy and paste it and send it multiple copies. Um, it's so they can steal it. So they can copy it and take it, and you can't prove that they copied it. All this internet is for is to identity theft, or to blame people for things they never did. Right? They can write down stuff about history. Oh, this group of people, they're statistically bad, right? And you're like, I never did any of that stuff. They couldn't do that to people in the 80s because you'd be like, I never did that. Did you do that? Did Joe do that? Did Steve do that? I know Mary didn't do that. Worst she ever did was kick me in the shin. Hey guys. Hi Jack. Jocker. What's up, man? I'm trying to explain value of life. You know, there is a better way to live, and you know what? You can still do it. I actually live in a previous decade most of my time. And I'll tell you what, I don't have any of the illnesses. Do I believe in God? I can prove it to you. I don't have to believe. I mean, I do, just out of appreciation, but I've done it. I've already tapped into that. Uh, I was murdered and I got recycled because there's not enough people like me to tell the truth. There's a whole lot of people selling the beast system, which everybody's aware of by now. You know, anybody who wants to survive, boycott it. Go back. We're all like, hey, you know what? We should go back. You should go back. You should live like a different decade. Pick one. 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s. Start listening to the music, dress like it, explain those concepts to people, and be like, hey, you know what? It's better. And if you go to a store and there's a bunch of kiosks and robots in there, don't buy their products. Start telling everybody to stop buying their shit. Because every bit that we spend on that system is a digital prison. And I'll tell you what's coming next. Next, they're going to hijack. You notice when they put these chips in these cars? You know why? So they can turn it off. Bloop. If you do something they don't like. So what do you think's going to happen when they start putting chips in people's bodies? They just bloop, do what we want you to do. And everybody's going to buy it. I've lived all kind of places, man. I've been all over the U.S. I've been all over Canada. I've been to Cuba. Thinking about going to South America and Europe, but it's not a good time to travel, man. The planes are not. There's a lot of things that aren't what they used to be, and there's a reason for that. You know, people need to stop buying that this is better. It's not better. Being sold, you know, oh, the new, latest, greatest update model. I'll tell you what, you buy an old car, it's probably more reliable. And, you know, you'll be able to figure out how to work on it. They tried to make that illegal. They tried to give everybody these cars that have 18 computers in it and a whole battery pack underneath. And I'll tell you what, good luck fixing that thing. Which is the best thing you have done in your life? Tell people the truth. And when I did that, you know what? When you're genuine, when you say, hey, you know what? I'm done with the never enough. I'm done with the chasing their fake paper mache. You know, I'm not going to make these other things my idol. And when you do that, you know, God will actually start talking to you. He will start revealing wisdom to you. You know, they say it's a mental illness. because they don't want you to be protected. They don't want you to know the truth. They want you buying their what they're selling. The best thing I ever did was get back to my original life's purpose. You know, start by making your own water. That's a good start. Start by making your own food. Start by, get you a little place and live humble. Start by treating the people around you like actual humans. Erase the program that they taught you that these people are. Erase it. They're not that. Erase erase the mass programming and just go, you know what? I'm a human. That's a human, and just start there. Man, today's my birthday, but no one. Happy birthday, Jack. From one human soul to another, Nothing behind it. Just, like this is our first day on Earth. It's the best thing you can do. I've listed multiple ways to unplug from their false reality. I try to talk about it with people. Any questions people had, I answered them very well. I'm not in the Matrix, man. Never have been. Like I said, they used to beat me for not being with the program, and I'm like, I never hurt nobody. How dare you hurt me? Lots of love to you too, Jack. I hope the Holy Spirit visits you. You get unusual protection, and I hope you get a random gift. I got visited by a bird the other day. That's something the Creator will do. He'll give you gifts that aren't monetary, and He'll make it where you don't need as much. Instead of making people rich, He'll get you out of their system. He'll start giving you stuff for free. I got visited by a bird. Just said hi, and I could feel it. When you connect to what's real, to actual love, not I need this, I want this, but just your soul, the animals actually notice. They're like, oh, they'll see you. You won't be invisible, and they'll be kind of curious, like, oh, what's that thing? It's not gonna eat me? What is that? And they come by and then they say hi. Usually I don't believe in God, but I believe that there are some beautiful souls in the fake world. That is God. That's a piece of Him that was allowed to come in. See the difference between this world system and God? God is not forceful, which He told everybody that. He has to be invited in. But this system, it's forceful. Somebody's pressuring you or manipulating you or making you do something. That ain't God, bro. God is voluntary. You actually have to go out of your way to ask Him to spend time with you. How do you know the difference? Joy? It's definitely not a demon, bro. Peace? Definitely not demonic. Wisdom? Actual wisdom? Talking about what's healthy and wholesome and decent. Humanity? It's not demonic. They're trying to do away with humans and replace them with machine parts. That's the other side. There's two sides. So, believe it or not, there's clearly two sides. You ever see somebody get a tattoo, which it says not to do? Look at what it's a picture of, if you want proof. And if you ask them, why did you get that? Why does it look like that? They'll say, I was fighting my demons. But hey, it's not real, huh? Treat others the way you wish to be treated. He said that was the number one law above all others. I've never heard anything more intelligent than that in my life. That'd solve a lot of problems. Man, sometimes it doesn't make no sense of God after seeing lots of work. It's what it's what most people have chosen. If you talk to them, they're selling out for trinkets. This is the problem. He's actually irritated with us. He started over multiple times. He's like, I gave you everything for free. I gave you everything nice. And how do I know that's real and true? It happens the same thing in our lives. You ever go to treat somebody really well and then they just treat you like you're gullible or like you're a mark? That's actually not human behavior. We do the same thing to him. He's like, I made all this, made everything nice. You just gotta, you know, do what's right and shun evil, and I'll take care of you. You don't need all that. And then, you know what he does? He's like, you don't have to be nasty. You don't have to make fun of each other. You don't have to scam nobody. You don't have to put people down. You don't have to be hurtful, and I'll protect you. How do you think I'm still here, man? I'm not faking it, but people don't do it. They sell out. Oh, I want this. I want that. I want to be cool and in the club, so I'm gonna make fun of this guy. Oh, you're a piece of crap. Make a pecking order. Starts in grade school. You're already choosing a side. You don't think that's real? I'll tell you else. What else is real? We don't live forever. You don't think that's real? I've seen the other side. I've seen it. I died when I was young, and I was like, hey, this is nice. I kind of want to stay here. Am I selling something? Am I selling anybody something? Like, I don't have a motive. But I tell you what, choosing this way of life, like, we better start telling people to turn it around. I'm telling you the truth. It was better before the digital prison. We should just turn it around. And you know what? It'd be cheaper. We wouldn't have to buy all this energy and buy all of this, exotic metals and buy all of this technology. You don't have to do it. You don't have to. That's the good news. You don't need it. You know what? You'd be better off. They lied to you about needing all that stuff. Man, I don't even have a TV, dude. I sit on my porch. The wind blows through my hibiscus trees. I can walk around and just get food. I lost my loved girl recently. Yeah, it's under attack, bro. We all have. They don't want us making people. They don't want us procreating. It's like we're in their world. They think they own everything. And we're like annoying. Go hang out with a millionaire and billionaire. See if they like having you breathe their air. They'll be looking down their nose at you like they want to eradicate. They want to use us as work mules and then get out of my space. They don't want us to have nothing nice. And the best way to fight back is to make your own miniature trying to think what it's called, infrastructure, your own little microcosm where you don't need that. The last time people did that, if you want an example, it's called Tartaria. Do you have any motive to stream? I tell people the truth, and God looks out for me. He's always saved my life, gives me gifts, and everything that they destroy and take from me, he restores me more. That's my motive. I'm real. I'm a real human. Also, nobody told me this stuff. I'm telling people, I'm tired of them saying, well, nobody told us, or we didn't know. So I'm telling people, so you can't say nobody told me. Is it day over there? Yes, is the evening. I'm trying to tell the kind of stuff that people they say, oh well, nobody told me. It takes them like 10 years to figure out that the internet is a scam. That we're better off without it. It takes them 10 years to figure out that we should be making our own foods and our own waters. Dude, the first time I made my own water, a whole bunch of um, symptoms from serious illnesses went away. It saved my life. What's that worth? And I told people how to do it. I said, hey, you might want to make your own water. Here's how to do it. And the response I got, they told me you can't drink your own pee. I was like, what? Why is that even in the conversation? I'm just talking about how to clean your own water. And they're so programmed, man. When you step out of the program, look at the responses you get. And you tell me if there's not two sides. It's not human. It's night in China. Uh, I'm sorry you live over there, man. That's the land of the dragon. The dragon is another name for the evil one. Like, you guys are ahead in the beast system. I do believe there's many peaceful people. I do understand the yin and the yang and the meditation and the wonderful gardens and the chi. I learned a lot about peace and tranquility from Eastern culture. I do appreciate that. First time I ever heard the bamboo flute, I was like, that's it. Like, that's the language of the creator. So, you know, you have a duality, right? The yin and the yang. You do have part of the creator with you, but the dragon is very enticing. That's going to be hard to overcome. And I'm sorry. And it says you become what you worship, and yeah, it's tattooed on the skin of all the gangs, the people, collecting ill-gotten gains. And I understand why they do it, because a lot of people are desperate, you know, especially in the cities. Like, how are you going to grow your own crops and water in the cities? It's challenging. I mean, maybe if you had a balcony, but people will actually steal your vegetables. That's a clue. Like, dude, why are you stealing my cilantro, man? Why is that important? You gotta steal it off my balcony. You know, I mean, we're dealing with principalities and authorities, and trying to live free. I mean, the people using ill-gotten gains, they don't care about freedom. They're just looking at that number. They just want to up their level. What do you like to eat? I like to eat weeds, bro. I'm gonna say this with my glass. I like to eat weeds, and I'll tell you why. It's the original plants that God made. They're medicine, because the crops that people created, they're not natural, right? They've been bred and selected. So I'm actually trying to get back to God's original creation. And again, guess what happened? I don't have any illnesses, bro. Like, I went to the doctor to get a doctor's note to get a day off, because, they poison me sometimes. They give me a weird bacteria, which I got over. And they cussed me out because there wasn't enough wrong with me. That's a clue. They get mad when I don't need enough. I'm like, I just need a note, man. I didn't even ask for no medicine or nothing. I was like, I just need a note so I can take a couple days off work. and they didn't want to give it to me. They want me, they want to sign me up in their programs. They're like, you need a general doctor. You can't live like that. I'm like, I can't live like I am living like that. What do you mean I can't be me? Like I am being me. It's hilarious. They tell you you can't be you. And you're like, well, I'm doing it. I don't know what to tell you. I've been doing it for a while. Ever tried any Hindu Chinese? No, that sounds wonderful. I really appreciate that. Can you describe the ingredients? That sounds. It's I really appreciate that. Thank you. You know, that's that's love. That's sharing true love. I mean, to feed somebody, that's like saying, hey, I want to keep you around. I care about true love. I'm gonna tell you what true love is right now. It's not what they look like. It's not how they stare at you. It's not what they give you. True love is caring about someone's well being. That's true love. Because what does it matter when the chips fall? Something happened to you, but then they're like, oh, I'll just get another one. That ain't love. Ever tried butter chicken or ramen? Butter chicken. The butter in this country, it's to make people sick. So I generally avoid butter. I don't know. It might be a better product in China. It's probably delicious. So I'm probably missing out on Chinese butter. I'm not sure. I don't eat for taste. I eat uh, for what it does to my system. And because of that, God gifted me that everything tastes amazing. It actually changed my taste buds. He gives me gifts I make when I choose Him, when I choose His creation over, what the television tells me to do. Anytime I don't choose what's popular, and I say a prayer, and I'm like, help me get back to my original. What you have in mind for us? He gives me gifts, so I kind of avoid butter. Can you remove the green screen effect? It looks weird. I can, but it's just gray. It's industrial. You'll probably want me to put it back. I'll do it, but you'll probably want me to put it back. I'm not somewhere that it's pleasant to look at. Sure. The last person to ask me that was like, put it back. There you go. There you go, man. I'm taking some time off, and then I'm going home. I was making deliveries. I'll tell you why. Is that the smartest way to make a living? No, but it's honest. It's needed. I was getting people their stuff. What's your name, man? Jonathan? Is your name Jack? Is that your real name? I don't know if you noticed, but I'm doing well. I don't have no anxiety. Probably have less anxiety than anybody most people know. I'm very, very leveled most of the time. Kushai is my name. Hi, Kushai. Nice to meet you, man. Happy birthday. I hope God gives you a beautiful gift, a sunrise, a revelation, a beautiful dream. I hope you run into somebody that's kind and they just give you a random hug from a stranger. I'll say a prayer that you get a gift today. A way to present yourself in the world, an identity. So important right now to have a solid foundation, solid like a tree planted in the ground. Pray for you, Kushai, to have true value. Yeah, I am kind of sad till I met you, Thank you for the wishes. But you know why nobody does it for me? When I need someone, it's prayer. Angels, they comfort me. I'm very comforted, but not by people. They come around when I don't need them. They come around when they need something from me, usually. And, we'll do something fun together, but when I need somebody, I pray. And, that's why I try to be uplifting in all that I do. Because you never know. We're all challenged. We got challenges. We don't need somebody adding to it. We're all dealing with something. And, kind word don't cost nothing, does it? If you can't give away what's free, how greedy are people? What have you studied? I need some suggestions if you can. You're probably not gonna like it. You're probably not gonna like it. Uh, I'll tell you something that they like in your culture. I studied monks for very good reason. They were taken out of society and they were living very simplistic, correct? But there are some pros and cons to that. Because they do intense training, which I also adopted. But you can't stop. If you're a monk and you get injured, they push through it. And sometimes you're injured to the point that you need to recover or you need to like reset a bone or this or that. And they don't. They don't stop. So I wouldn't really join a monastery, but I did learn a lot because they have libraries that didn't get burned. And in this country and in Europe, they burned a lot of their libraries. So I studied cultures that kept their libraries, and I said a prayer to God. I said, help me learn the things that are useful from this. Help sort it for me and help me be weary. Beware the things that I should not take into me, because some of it can be harmful. I study a lot of nature because that's God's. God's is not the concrete. He's in the forest. He's in the trees. He's in the before they covered over it. You know. Um, I like how nature recycles. Like plants actually take what hurts us and gives it's a cycle. We breathe on a plant, they give us oxygen. If you make a plant filter, it does the same thing. Like if you wash your clothes and you pour that through a plant, it'll give you medicine. What do you think? Should I choose an agriculture course or pharma course? I mean, if you want to get a certificate to get into something, go ahead. I just do things. I pray and I just do them. And I've been told that I can't, but it's always worked better. Um, School kind of stopped me. I like what I did for a living. I didn't go to school for it. What I went to school for, they didn't give me a job. And they would fight me. They would call me names. They would put mistakes in my test. They would steal my artwork. And they greased my tires in university. They tried to get me to have an accident. They would take a lot of my time and energy and they don't pay you. And then they put you in debt. So I don't know what to tell other people, but it wasn't for me. I looked at what I would make. I said, what's my salary when I get out of university for engineering? I was going to engineer to help people. I was going to make, devices to help people. Have you ever failed in any grade? No, I excelled in school. I did very well, and they did nothing but mistreat me. Never was I recognized, appreciated, or given a career path. They just gave me harder and harder curriculum and treated me like um, somebody who's being tricked. It was a scam. They made fun of me for doing well. I just wanted to make sure I could remember. I took it as a challenge to see if I could do it. I failed and repeated the same class for. It doesn't matter, man. Go your own way. You know, find something that's wholesome, or start making your own stuff. And I look up moonshiners, man. They would just make something and sell it like underground, or you know make something with your hands, or come up with something people need, but pick something that nobody wants to get involved in, so you don't have to fight. You just give people their stuff, man. Tell them to keep their mouth shut. People gotta stop reporting each other. I mean, if you want to be able to do something just to make sure you're able to do it, go ahead. Knock it out fast. But don't let them waste too much of your true purpose in life. Your purpose, it's got nothing to do with school. 90% of the time. Some people have to do that to get to their purpose, but God's not stupid, man. Ask him, hey, what do you want me to do? He's always given me a better option than, they have these things here called guidance counselors. And I asked him, I said, what do you want me to do when I grow up? He's like, all right, what are your talents? What are your skills? And he looked me straight in the face and he's like, I don't know. I don't know, there's no job for you. Oh. And I prayed to God. I said, what do you want me to do for work? And sure enough, it would just show up. Somebody would say, hey, do you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Do you want a list of what I've done or just what I do now? Because what I do now is not really my character. What I do now, I actually am doing to take some of the heat off me. Because I actually, was an entrepreneur. I was a business person. I was creating things, and I got hunted by the government for doing too well. And so I got a corporate job now just to kind of lay low. Do you have family or children? Yeah, they took them from me for not being abusive enough. I was kind and gentle. I never hit them. I never called them a name. I provided and protected them, and they sold me out. They sold me out to the government to get the government makes me pay a paycheck every month, and they're so scheming. They don't even get that, and now they get beat up, and I'm not there to stop it. They never got. Nobody laid a hand on them when I was around. They're actually asking me to come back. I said, how's it going? Oh, I got beat up. Oh yeah. Oh, and they're fining me or they want to put me in jail. Oh, okay. Oh, my car's broken. I said, none of that happened when I was there. I said, nobody put a hand on you when I was there. Did I ever give you a bill? Our bills were paid for when I was there. You see how they get them? This is how witchcraft works. They think they're, oh, I'll get $500 a month. I was already giving it to them. This is the same thing we do with God. He's like, I gave you everything. Why didn't you trust me? Well, I don't mind. They were abusive anyway. They called me names. They'd hit me. And I was providing for them. They treat me like I was retarded, like I was stupid because I didn't play, this mocking people games. Mockery and scoffing is a demon. It hurts. It's very hurtful, and they want to pretend that it doesn't hurt. How many children do I have? I stopped at one because of the way they were behaving. I could have had two or three, but I knew. And I knew I wasn't really going to get another chance to make offspring, so I said, okay, I'll do this. But truth speakers, kind souls that do believe, genuinely believe in Creator, they typically have to deal with the Judas spirit. I don't know if you have that in China. It's a spirit of betrayal. I knew. I did my job. I saved some lives. And I got betrayed. But you know what? I'm doing better than all of them now. They took everything from me, and I'm still doing better. So that's a clue that he's real. The Creator is real. They took everything. They threw me. I was begging to sleep on my own couch. My house was in my name. Almost paid off. Almost paid off. Threw me out. I was begging, "Hey, can I at least sleep on my own couch? And I'll pay the house off for you. You guys could stay here. And that way we'll have some place safe." No. No, get out right now. Right now, I hate you. We just had a baby together. You gonna talk to me like that? Yeah. Yeah, I hate you. You do everything wrong. You're dangerous to be around. We hate you. Huh? I'm taking care of everything. I'm taking care of you. You're nasty. You're dirty when you come home from work. They used to make me take my clothes off before I could come in my own house. They would strip me because I was dirty from working. I said, that's how I pay for this place. That's how I keep everybody safe. And they wouldn't even let me sleep on my own couch, man. I had to be out that day. Called 911 on me. Told lies. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. I see how that is. So, am I sorry? No, I don't want to be around that. God liberated me, and He told me, all I want from you is not to connect with that anymore. Don't be around that anymore. You're free to go. I apologized. I said, I'm sorry, you know, for failing it. He's like, no, you didn't fail. I don't want you to. I'm tired of watching you suffer that. I said, okay. And I've been at peace ever since. So I'm not gonna live the never enough. It's enough. I'm what God made me. Do you ask deer for money? Do you ask birds for money? Do you ask babies for money? You shouldn't. You shouldn't be putting humans to debt this bad. It's not healthy. And I stopped. I stopped signing up for things that have high interest and debt, like school. I just stopped. That's the best way to fight back. What if everybody did that? They wouldn't be able to trick us no more because we wouldn't buy it. That's what he told me. Stop buying it. And I went around and helped hundreds of people get back with their families and make amends. I went with them. I said, I'm sorry that they did this to you. I spent weeks with them. I made sure they're not going to betray you no more. And I appreciate if you take them back in. And they got healed. Do you still love your wife if God gives you a second chance? I never stopped loving her. I don't have hate for them. But I talk with them, and I can tell within 30 seconds if they've changed or not by the phrases they use, by the emotions that they push into people, which you shouldn't be doing anyway. There's a problem in our cultures about not caring about somebody else's well-being. It shows up. You shouldn't be trying to hurt somebody unless you have like really good reason for self-defense. You shouldn't just be. I'm like, why are you doing that? It's a clue. So why would I want to connect with that? Why would I want to go in the lion's mouth willingly? And then whose fault is it? Sorry, man, my English is too bad. Yeah, English language barrier. Trying to use simple language. Trying. Hey, you're smarter than me. I don't know Chinese yet. So, you know, you can understand me. That's pretty darn good. Congratulations on learning a whole nother language. You're doing all right. I learned Spanish before and French, but I don't use them, so I forgot. I would learn if I lived there. If I'm around, if I'm around it enough, I would learn just out of respect. But I'm not. Hey, I got an important question. I hope this isn't upsetting or weird, but like, does China want to invade the U.S. or is that propaganda? Because I'll be honest, I don't think they do. I think they want to be strong enough to not get conquered. What would you say if you found your younger self in front of you now? Be very careful who you connect with. On one hand, I had some amazing experiences with people, and on the other hand, it cost me a lot of damage and time and debt. Stay out of debt. They love putting adults into contracts that we got no business being in. I hope that's an okay answer. Pray more. The beginning of wisdom is God. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Get it from Him. No, it's just normal for the amount of population we do have. What's normal? Debt? I'm not dead. I don't think it's normal. I stopped believing that and I stopped doing it. And you know what? It's better. Unless you have some really valuable equipment that you can turn a profit, it's not worth it. About the children's. What? People taking children? Being normal? Breaking apart the family? That ain't normal. That's the least normal human function. Like our programming says that they need their protector in their family. That this getting rid of their male for not being valuable or for not being rich, that is not natural. Uh, they're not getting rid of the elites' families. They're not breaking up their families. They wouldn't allow it. Gangsters and criminals value their family, but they won't let decent folk with values have a family. That's interesting. No, not like that. Did you ask for overpopulation or what? If population is a concern, if everybody has 2 kids in a normal healthy family, the population would go down at a healthy rate if you wanted to lower it. Population drops naturally. It's not difficult to lower the population. You have to have like 5, 10 kids to keep the population up. It should be a non-issue, really. If you have 2 kids in a normal family, population goes down because of disease, because of accidents, because of killings, disasters. Population goes down pretty fast. If you have 2 kids, population drops. It's not even sustainable. It's people having 5, 10. They have illegitimate kids. They don't even know their name. They've never seen them. They just go around getting all these women pregnant. That's why we have the population we do. Just complete lack of discipline, man. Not from families. It's not families raising the population. It's illegitimate. But some traditional beliefs make them have more children than usual. Okay, but isn't that leading to torment? I mean, how many little lives can you really take care of? Like, my my dad and mom got to know me, and they stayed together. If I had too many, I wouldn't even know anything about them. I wouldn't be able to keep track, keep them out of trouble. I wouldn't even know what was going on in their lives. I mean, you can have your own little city if you want to. When people had farms, they had like 10 children, but they would work on the farm. We don't have that anymore. And like you said, we're dealing with overpopulation, so why not just make it manageable? Why be greedy? It's like a small group of billionaires with giant egos taking all the money and having a whole bunch of offspring, and they're just trying to take over. It's not, you don't need to do that. No, it's equal to birth rate to death rate. I don't think the population declining is a bad thing. Naturally, then you wouldn't have to have wars. You wouldn't have to have diseases. They make diseases. They're making everybody sick because there's so many of us. Another reason that they want a lot of people is to bolster the military, and then they have a world war. Oh joy! Like that's why we have wars and atrocities and bombs and all that stuff. Is because of population. It's why we bothered to do all that in the first place. Oh, there's a million people over there. I can't just use a sword and a knife and a shield. Guess I'll have to have a gun. Do you play any sport? Yeah, I played lots. I did like monk training. I did a lot of training. I think it's healthy. When I reached a certain age, though, I kind of switched and I got more into the science stuff because I had to. I had to correct the stuff that they make. They make things wrong, so I started correcting my anatomy. I started correcting my reality. I started correcting my food, my water, being exposed to radiations and signals, and making my equipment where it doesn't just break. What sports do you like? I did running. I did running before. I did swimming. I did trampoline. I did bikes. I did skateboarding. Stuff that has to do with balance. Similar to your kung fu. It was like kung fu but with toys. I do shooting. I do making stuff with chemistry. I did all the sports. I like swimming and playing baseball. It's nice. It's hard to play baseball when you get older because we don't have teams. Once you get past 18, we don't really have teams. But I really loved baseball when I was younger. I liked being able to slow down time. I could make it where the ball, like I could see it. I could slow it down and then hit it. But if I lost if I got distracted, then I couldn't slow the ball down. Couldn't do it all the time, but it was fun to be able to slow everything down. Swimming's good for stamina, and it's not slamming. Do you know Michael Jordan? Yeah, he's been retired for a while. He must be older than 20, because Michael Jordan hasn't been playing for a while. It was inspiring. We used to wear like Chicago Bulls hat and shirt and stuff when we were growing up. He was an inspiration. I'm happy when people can make it, when they can do well. I hope he didn't sell out though. I hope he didn't sell anything to get it. A lot of people sell out to get talent. Yeah, he's one of the names I know. Tell me some Chinese names. I know there was a MMA guy lived in China. I saw about that guy. He decided to show MMA instead of traditional kung fu, and people got upset with him. That was pretty wild. I mean, I don't know why he went about it that way. I'm sorry, but I didn't really learn his name. It's a Chinese name. I know about Bruce Lee. Everybody knows about Bruce Lee. Mostly because we can pronounce it. Sorry, I can't pronounce a lot of the names. Are you talking about Ming? Yeah, yeah, that's the guy. I noticed him. I felt bad that there was like a clash of the culture. It's too bad. Um, it's too bad they took kung fu and they made it like a magic show. That that kind of hurt my heart a little bit. It's nice for the kids. It is nice that they made it, you know, put on a show. But there's no reason. Why not be real? This is how we get. This is how we go the wrong way. This is how we have problems in society when we go with trickery, and then people get, you know, let down when they learn. Oh, that was a trick. You know? Yeah, he's pretty famous. Yeah, that guy's a trip. That guy's pretty wild. I mean, he just he just followed his purpose. It's the best you can do in this life. Just follow your just do you. If you don't, did you ever met any Marvel cast actors? No, but I've done that stuff. I am a Marvel character. I don't want to be. I want to be an average Joe. I want to be an average person, but I am a Marvel character. No, I've never met an actor. I met rich people when I was working on ships. I used to work on boats, and I met some interesting characters. Which one is your favorite? I don't want to say, but the Punisher and Rogue. Uh, Batman's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, those are Marvel. Punisher, Batman, Rogue, Cyclops, Wolverine. Wolverine's pretty cool because they're realistic to me. I use it to pray for that. Pray for healing. Wolverine, he can heal. Captain America, yeah. They gave him a serum. Made a super soldier. That's real, by the way. There's a real Captain America. Like that was a real thing. Uh, yeah, there is a Captain America. It was an experiment in World War II. They started doing that. But, we're not upset with any people ever seen in bomb blasts in live. Bomb blasts? Have I seen explosions? Yeah, yeah. It feels pretty interesting. Like, whoa, that was neat. It doesn't bother me. I think it's sad. I do not appreciate destructive forces. I think it's a shame when we have to do that. You know, sometimes necessary, but it's very remorseful. You know, because somebody built that, you know, with their hands, and we just destroyed it. It's sad. It's sad. But we'll do it to stop slavery if need be. Anytime, you know, we ever exploded something, we're trying to stop humanity from being enslaved faster. I know it's still getting enslaved, but we're trying to slow it down. If that makes sense, and I'm very sorry for that. Where did you born? Really, in Canada? Canada. I lived both Canada and America. They're very different. They're not the same culture. I would like to go to China, but I don't know if is it safe for someone like me. They don't really like people like me right now. I'm not really liked, you know, middle middle age white guy. They think I'm like the enemy for some reason. I'm not mad at nobody. I'm just trying to live a normal life. I'm not mad at nobody. I'm angry when they try to enslave humanity, which that should be everybody's position. Oh, I would love if everybody could work together, but that's not that's not how it's going. You know, if I went and visit, the first thing I would do is try to make friends. It's fully safe for tourists. It's the best place to visit. Well, it's nice. I'd probably go there and just make friends. I'd be very happy to share experience. I like chopsticks and rice, and I make sushi at home. I like the ramen noodle. I make those sometimes. I like the music, the bamboo flutes and the harp. I like the outfits and the architecture. It's very. Ever heard Great Wall? Oh yeah, that's it's amazing. I mean, it's sad what they did to the workers. You know, I'm sorry how they treated the workers, but that's an amazing thing they built. A lot of respect in that culture. I see it. So I would see that and I would try to mimic it and be respectful in return. Here is kind of the opposite of that. The most underrated is the infrastructure. What does that mean? Like the water and the electricity? What does that mean? What do you mean by infrastructure? You mean like the framing? The way they framed it? As far as I know, it was bricks and mortar, but there's got to be more to it than that because it doesn't fall down. Bricks and mortar would have fell down by now. No, our infrastructure is less published. What do you mean by infrastructure? Your electric grid? Your water? That's what it means to me. I I think you're saying something else. I want to know what it means. I'm showing interest. I'm interested. What is infrastructure? I know you guys have fish in your sewer. That is amazing. I wish we had that. That's smart to put fish in your sewer system. They clean the water. That's pretty cool. Your plumbing system. I should probably study. Looks interesting. I don't have plumbing. I don't have it at my house. The technology. Yeah, but like what? Like the electricity, the plumbing, the how you frame buildings, roads. Which part? Um, to start with. Which part are you bringing up first? I the trains and cars, electronics. The trains. How many people ride the train there? Like what percentage of people? 80% people ride the train? And then what happens when you get off the train? You walk or you ride a bike? Everybody has a car here, and it's probably inefficient, but we got trust issues. If we get on a train, we're like, uh-oh, I'm only going from here to there. I can't like turn, and I can't get off. Around 60 to 70 like miles per hour. Oh, 60 to 70%. Um, yeah, that's a lot. Here, the only people that ride the bus is like if you can't afford a car, it's like I think it's 15% here. Everybody has a car here. We tried to build a train, and our government stole the money. we couldn't we couldn't get them to keep enough money to build a train. A lot of times they would take it. They'd take the train money and put it in somebody's pocket. It's like what? That's why we don't have a lot of trains. They steal. Our politicians steal, man. Like, hey, where's the money for the train? I don't know. I don't know where it went. That's why we don't have more trains. Hmm. Yeah, I think it's pretty neat how they float. Trains float. Is it best country to live? Where, yours or mine? China or America? America is very special because of the Constitution of the United States. A lot of people fought and died for that. It's a very important thing for humans, and they make fun of it, and they should not. But um, I think there's valuable parts to China. I don't speak on things I don't really know about. You know, I don't want to say something and be wrong, but I do see they have a very good work ethic. They have honor and respect. I do know that for a fact. They do care about their families. What do you say about Trump? You know, he's not perfect. I do understand that. But there's a lot of blocking in this country right now. If you go to do something and you're trying to do something that it will help everybody, they block it. And he's really good at getting through and actually getting things done. And we needed somebody like that to get something done. That's what we needed. There are concerns that I have though, like robots are a very bad thing for humanity. Robots are going to end humanity, dude. They're very, very harmful. I know people don't believe that. They think they're fun and they're like a tool. It's not a tool, man. Robots is humans taking things too far. It's going to end humanity fast. Like within decades. If we go too far with the robots, humanity will get wiped out, man. But still, he is your president. He gets things done. He was the best we had. Be- because everything was getting blocked or being destroyed. So we're like, here's somebody that's gonna get something done. That other president we had, the one before Trump, he wasn't really. It was behind him. The people running the country, he wasn't really running the country. He was just in front. That wasn't really. Our last president wasn't really running anything. It was the people behind him. How about Obama? I'm not even gonna say his name. Do you know what abomination is? We A lot of people think that is the devil, bro. What about yeah, he caused a lot of damage. Thanks to that person, um, he destroyed all the small business and he made it all mega corporations and now we're trying not to get enslaved. Same like you guys. You're trying to fight slavery, aren't you, over there? I heard there was a massive revolt in China. Is that true? I heard half the people tried to stand up because they were fed up with the caste system and they were fed up with the surveillance. And I heard there was a little bit of a pushback from it. That that's what Obama was in America. It caused a lot of damage, massive destruction from that guy, and that's why we picked Trump. We were hope that it wasn't. He was our only option that was not that culture, not as destructive. I hope that helps. When when we don't have Trump, the world might fall. You do realize that if China takes the United States, the world's gonna fall, man. China, um, you know, they're respectful and honorable right now, but if they become too big head, it's not gonna be the same. Do Trump ever getting punishment? No, 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 because the corruption that he uses, it's the way that is run. Hi, Craigie. Oh no, found you again. Why is it oh no? Did I hurt you? Was I annoying or something? What's going on? Why'd you say oh no? Am I scary? I'm talking with Jack. Jack's a pretty cool guy, man. Appreciate you, Jack. Yo, what's up? I didn't say oh no. Oh, okay. I mean, you typed oh no, but I guess it was accident. Hey, Craigie. Hi. I'm gonna look at his name again. I want to try and remember your name. Jack. Where's Jack? No, Trump's not gonna get punished. That's exactly why we needed him. Kush. Kushal is my name. Isn't that an Indian name? Kushal? Kushal. I'm pretty sure there's not a Chinese name. Do we know each other? No. No, we just said hi. Isn't Kushal an Indian name? Mixed. See, that's proof. You pay attention to the way somebody talks. You can tell. You can tell where they're at. I didn't read that in a book. Am Indian Chinese child. How would I? You think I learned that in school? No. Pay attention. So, have you ever been to India? It probably hurts to have that as part of it. Like, I ain't never been there. I got Irish, English, Native American, and it's sad that I can't go visit. I can't reconnect. Dad is Indian, mom is Chinese. That's wild. Where did they meet? Did your mom go to China? Yeah, I have been there. Is it like clean? Because when they show us India on TV, it looks like there's a lot of like sewer and like disease and stuff. They try to make it look bad, but I don't think it's true. Like I think some areas are, but I think they try to make it look worse so we don't leave. They met in China, so your mom went to China, like on vacation. That's wild, man. She goes on vacation. She picks a dad. And my dad went for study. They met in China. Oh wow. So your dad came to China and picked a wife. Sorry, I got it back. Dad came. He's like, oh, I'll keep this one. I mean, you gotta think. How long did they court? Like a week or two, and then they're like, I like you enough to stay. My dad studied in China, so for years, maybe 4 years. So they met in school, like college, I guess. Yeah. I'm gonna say something a little strange. I hope it doesn't offend or upset anybody, but meeting somebody in college, it's like it's not the same as meeting somebody in high school or grade school because now it's about money and status. You know, I lost the love of my life because of college. We were in high school, we were sweethearts, and I knew she was gonna go meet somebody in college, and I don't know, that's what they went with. They met there, and boom. Well, I'm happy for them. They're probably very happy. Hmm. I'd like to spend some time with a lady from a different culture, but I don't want to like take one. You know, I don't want to take somebody's women. My Dude, the women in my culture are messed up. Man. It's really sad. They're like dangerous. I might become a minority soon. Good luck. Good luck keeping the world safe without us. That's why I know pretty much English. Yeah, they taught you. So what? You know, like Chinese, Indian, and English. It's it's a lot. That's pretty cool, man. Thanks for sharing that. That's pretty cool. You you would have a lot of culture. Like that's a lot of food. That's a lot of history. That's a lot of clothes. It's a lot of different writings and art. Very rich. I know around. Oh my gosh! Wow. Yeah, because they're like similar, right? So you learn a couple, and then wow, you could travel anywhere and be a translator. That's amazing. That's a gift. Thanks, mom and dad, for that gift. I couldn't do that. It would take me like not even to learn a language, but just to start speaking. Probably 2 years of living in that country, being around it. At least 6 months to where I could get around and talk with people, which is a long time. You could just go anywhere. That's pretty amazing. And be like blah blah blah, and they'd understand you. That's awesome. That's a gift, brother. It's English, Hindi, Kannada, Chinese, Telugu, and Tamil. Tamil. I'm imagining Tamil is like Mandarin or something. Kannada, Kannada, Hindi, English, Hindi. It's probably Indian language, an Indian dialect. Kannada, Chinese, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, Kannada, English, Hindi, Kannada. What is Kannada? Is that an Indian dialect? Seven more. That is amazing. I bet you the ladies like that when you meet a lady. Is it an issue when you meet a female in India or China? Because here they're dangerous. Like they're actually, when you meet someone here, they're actually dangerous. Like they could wreck your life. Like we have to be so careful meeting people here. It's Indian language. Hindi, Kannada. I'm thinking, what's the culture in India? I know they have like the Krishna and like the gods and goddesses. We had a Kamala Harris. Her name, she was named after a Hindu god. She was trying to be president. No, they think kind of cute, and I want to marry an Indian girl. Are they dangerous? Yeah, it's Hindu culture. Well, what do they like to actually be around? Hindu culture. Like, are they safe? My culture's not safe, bro. So like, if I go there, do I have? Well, I'll put it this way: almost every time, no offense, but almost every time somebody calls me from India, they're trying to scam me, bro. So is that an issue when you're looking for a wife? Are they scamming people? I know they cook good. I know that for a fact. I know they cook good. They probably clean the house. They're probably well behaved. But do you have to make sure that you don't get scammed by your own family? I mean, it's a good question. I do. I'm just being real. Like, my culture needs help, man. Do you guys scam each other in your own families? It's sad here. Like, on one hand, it makes us a very strong people. It's part of why, like, they're good at war. But on the other hand, like, can I have a family? You know? Can I be sleeping next to somebody that's safe? You just end it up. there you need to have some social skills to survive in India. No, it's not that I ended up here. Like, it's our culture. Like, they believe in being terrible people, especially the men. The men will be like gentle and kind, half of them to the wife, and the other half will be just absolute brutes. And that's what they believe in. That's what they believe marriage is, and I think it's gross. I don't know if they do that in India. I when I look, I actually look. I observe some Indian people that we know here, and it seems to me like the men are kind of like managers with their wife, and it seems like the Indian wife, they like to be playful, but they don't take it as far as the American women. Women will kill you in your sleep, bro. It's savage over here. Multiple times I had to move out of the way. Like, these people are crazy, man. It's part of why when they go to war, they're like ready. They're like, this is like being at home. I'm not bragging. It's not a good thing. I would love to just have a peaceful family next to me. All right, I think, call your heirs and prepare for for a funeral in case if you get an American woman here. Bro, my family tried to kill me for insurance money. They care too much about money. I I would more go get a wife where you're at than where I'm at. I quit, but you can have one. Go ahead. We're giving them away. We don't even want them anymore, dude. They're savage. We're very disappointed with our culture over here. Not in a nasty way, but it's like it needs to go back in time. Man, in that case, we don't do that. Do it, man. We'll be like, good luck. Good luck with the savages, bro. I'll be. They, they're calling us passport bros because we're going to other countries because we're like, where can I meet somebody that's safe to be around that's not gonna like hurt me in my sleep? That's what we're dealing with over here. I'm just being real. We don't kill each other. You're lucky. I'm thankful. It's been a big issue for me. That's why I sound like I sound. They keep trying to poison me. I've been in so many fights. It's disgusting. Next week, I gotta fight somebody again. So they're trying to ruin my life, man. It's just absolutely savage here. It's not because we don't care. It's not because we don't try. It's just the culture is so greedy right now. They're just take and take it. It's a bunch of criminals, man. I've had so many. They tried to stab me. They tried to poison me. They called the police for no reason. Just they have TV shows about calling the police on each other, like as if it's not a big deal. It's starting to level out now because they're realizing that that's going on. Do there really the illegal fights happening? Mostly friends and family. It's a problem, man. It's a serious problem. To the point we're like considering leaving to preserve our race. Like if we don't do something within the next 2 decades, we're gonna be extinct, bro. Because these people are acting so evil. Like, we don't even want to be around each other. Yeah, like gladiators. It's crazy. They smile and they act. They want to put on a package. Oh, I'm a nice person. I'm a good person, but they're not. We're trying to fix it. We're trying to preach to them. Hey, get back to you know having some values. Stop being wicked. Our country is overrun with wickedness right now. It's bad. Hey, and men, any successful or intelligent men in this country, they're going to other countries to get wives right now. They're like, y'all are cooked. What's the matter with you? And we got every country calling on the phone and scamming us for money. And we're not even rich. The American people are not rich, man. They tell you we all have like $500,000. It's not true. We're surviving. We're struggling to get groceries and food and a roof over our head. And they don't let us build cheap housing. Nah, India do that more. Same, man. It used to be we were have more money. We're the same now. We're all in the same boat now. Not anymore. It was maybe 10, 20 years ago. Not anymore, man. We're same boat like rest of the world now. We've been knocked off our high horse, man. The high horse was earned by hardworking people, and that was beautiful. But it's not. The robots are changing it. Stupid AI is ruining America's what they worked for and breaking all these families. It's ruining us financially. We're still strong, like military. Physically, we're still strong, but it's not the same culture. But the one thing is, Indians are ruling most of big companies in your country. Yeah, it's kind of sad, man. It's sad because it's not gonna be solid. It's going to end up in a lot of humans getting mistreated for profit. You know, it's not to take care of humans. It used to be everybody working hard to take care of each other. And if that's what it was, I wouldn't have an issue. But it's just to take advantage. It's not going to end well for everybody. And that includes India. Everybody's going to be mistreated because of this. If we don't care about each other. It's not about who's in charge. It's about the spirit behind it. Do you care? Like, are you making products to take care of each other, or are you just trying to make a dollar? We are kind of intelligent fellows, but we can't survive there. Why? Because it's rough. Yeah, like I shouldn't even be alive. It's a difficult place to survive. And I did well. I'm not stupid either. But it's very rough culture. This is what I'm trying to say. It's almost better to stay out of it. It's like entering a tornado, man. Like, good luck. We're so destructive right now. Savages, man. Because they're getting us ready for war. World War III. It's not discrimination either. It's just straight up rough for everybody. difficult to survive because they're getting us ready for World War III. Sorry, it's not personal. It's not like against any peoples. It's just everybody. It's a very rough culture right now. The only reason we're doing it is we don't have anyone else to go. Yeah, Indians are intelligent. I see that. They're crafty. It's just more STYD pressure if you are born in Indo-Chinese family. It doesn't matter though, really. Everybody is dealing with that. It doesn't matter who you are or what culture. There's a lot of pressure on humans, period, right now. And it's not healthy. I'm sorry that that gets targeted. You actually have something to be proud of. I'm proud of your family, and I don't even like. I'm not even part of it. I think it's really cool what your parents did. I think that's something to be proud of. You have a very rich culture, my friend. Thank you for sharing some of it with me. I mean, you didn't have to do that. So I know you got some manners and politeness and respect. You're probably gonna make a wonderful husband someday. Follow your parents' example. They sound like wonderful people. It's over for me. You know, I'm like a wild person that like lives in the woods, peaceful. I'm like a bear, smart bear. I make a lot of beautiful connections along the way. I'm not. I I'm a widow. Actually, tried again to share true love with a human. We were together for 2 years. Thank you, man. You make my day. Happy to see you have a great life. If ever met again, thank you for wishes. It's real, you know. When I meet people, I give them a chance. I do defend myself, you know, if they betray me. That's not okay. I'm not gonna tolerate that. But I give everybody a chance to be human, to be civilized, to share appreciation and respect. It's real. I give everybody a genuine chance. They usually take advantage of it, and then I get restored, and they regret that. But if somebody's real with me, I'll be real with them. I do have a great life. Better than most. If you want to know about my life, it's Psalms 91. If you YouTube or whatever, Psalms 91. Those characters in the Bible, that is my life. I've lived each character. David, Elisha, Jeremiah. I've lived those. You have a happy birthday too. Are you gonna choose to celebrate Chinese or Indian food, or a mix? I did sushi for my birthday. I did sushi. It was nice. My brother made it. Actually, Still have a good relationship with my brother. That was nice. Didn't expect that. Yeah, man. You have a good day, man. It's late in the evening. You do some celebrating, but stay out of trouble. Don't have no bad habits. Do something wholesome. Listen to some music. Maybe visit, the water. Watch some birds. Meditate, say a prayer, give thanks. Look at the stars in the sky. Tell somebody and say, hey, can I get a birthday meal or wish me happy birthday? Thanks. Love you too. I don't always get to be treated well. Sorry to leave. Yeah, you gotta go celebrate. Thanks for one person. I mean it. I mean it. I really do want you to have a happy birthday. Deserve to. Everybody deserves to have a day. Hope it gets you through the rest of the year. I know some good's gonna happen for you. I know it. I can tell. The way that you can be polite, you're gonna have a good time, man. I ain't worried about you at all. You're gonna meet somebody. Have a good night. I'll pray for you. Remember to pray to the Creator. There's only one true Creator. You'll find your way. Always do. Bye. Thank you. That's nice. I kind of want to go visit. If the planes didn't fall out of the sky, I could go visit. It's gonna have a nice day. I should get going too. Be back. I'm gonna take a little nap. And go home. And I'll come chat with you guys for an hour. Say hi. My face moves different. It's not a nap. I do these exercises like this. That one's good for the neck. I do like this sideways. I do like this. Do exercises. So it's more solid. Sides, wrinkly. I do eyebrow like that. I do like that. Nice. It's not a nap. Exercises. It's more solid. Good day, guys.